Hi guys. Okay, so we're just going to review a little bit of subject predicate tonight so that you are ready to ace your test tomorrow. Okay, so remember when we talked about a subject is I'm sorry, 1 second. 1 second. I have this little thing on. Okay. A subject is a who or a what, right? So it could be any noun. It could be a person, it could be a place, it could be a thing, but it has to include a noun. It could have adjectives describing the noun. It could tell you where the noun is or when the noun did this thing, right? But it has to have the main noun, okay? The predicate, is what's happening or what the subject is doing, okay? So we usually find the what for the predicate. We find the verb and we circle it. And where does our chop line go? Right before the verb. Everybody say chop line. Subject and predicate. Okay, good job. So we're going to look at just a couple of examples. I just pulled a couple of random examples that we're going to look at. And I'm going to move my little self right up there. And we're going to look. So I'm going to use our red and our blue like we've been using. So let's read the first one. Diego and his brother play in the mud on a rainy day. So the first thing I'm going to look for is the verb. Okay, what is the verb here? Play. Let's circle it. I'm going to circle it. Whoops, daisy. Undo. Marker. So you're not doing anything. You're just watching. So play is my verb, right? Well, who played? Diego and his brother. So my chop line is going to go right there, right? Diego and his brother are my subject. And I'm not done, right? Play is part of my predicate, but it's not the whole predicate. The whole predicate would be play in the mud on a rainy day. Diego and his brother are who, and the what they're doing is play in the mud on a rainy day. Subject, predicate. Let's look at the next one. Charlotte, Pat, and Greta raced down the street after school. What is the verb in this sentence? What is the verb? It is race. That's the verb. That's the action, right? Well, my chop line goes right before that, and let's check it. Who raced? Who raced? Charlotte, Pat, and Greta, right? So they are all my subjects. And if I check and I say Charlotte, Pat, and Greta race, does that make sense? Does that make sense that they are the ones who raced? Absolutely. If I had put my chop line, here after Charlotte, let's see. Charlotte, what did Charlotte do? Did Charlotte, Pat, and Greta race down the street? That's not what Charlotte did, right? Whoops, redo. So what they all did was race. So now I can underline them as my subject. My whole predicate would be the whole part after the verb, right? Race down the street after school. There we go. So if I have more than one subject, you got to pay attention to that, right? So that's one of our things that we may come across is when we have more than one subject. So don't just see the first name and think that it's only that one, okay? Let's look at number 4. I know that these other ones are a little bit blurry. We're just going to go with it. I went for a walk along the beach. I see a verb here. Do you see it? I see walk. That's a verb, right? That's something I do. That's an action. So let's put my chop line right before it. Who went for a walk? I went for is that a subject? No, so that's not my main verb. In this case, they're using walk as a noun. I went for a walk. Okay, so meaning like that was the thing that I went for, right? So my verb is actually went, and my chop line goes right before that. Who went? I went. So I is my subject. Went for a walk along the beach is my predicate. Do you see how that chop line is right before the verb every time? Remember that. The team cheered loudly. What is my verb in this sentence? Can you find it? Can you find it? It is cheered. Cheered. So let's put my chop line right before the verb and let's check it. Who cheered? The team. Is that what I have for my subject right here? Sure is. Here we go. The team, and what's my predicate? Cheered loudly. Okay, let's go to the next one. The ridiculously tall hat blocked my view in the movie theater. So annoying. Let's find the verb. Well, I see view. That's like look. That's a verb, right? Well, let's check it. Let's do our chop line. You always have to check it, guys. If you draw your chop line, look at the verb and say, who did that or what did that? And if you read it and it doesn't make sense, your chop line's in the wrong spot. So let's look. Who viewed? The ridiculously tall hat blocked my? That's not a subject. Okay, so that's not my main verb. What is my main verb in this sentence? And actually, view is being used as a noun here too. Blocked. Blocked is my verb. Let's put our chopped line before it. What blocked? The ridiculously tall hat. That is my subject. That makes sense. My predicate would be blocked my view in the movie theater. Okay. Let's look at the next one. My favorite video game was on sale at the store. What is my verb? You see it? Was. Don't forget about was and is, guys. Those are verbs too. So I'm going to draw my chop line right before and let's check it. What was on sale? My favorite video game. Is that a good subject? Sure is. And my predicate would be was on sale at the store. All right. I wanted to mention one other thing because this is something that you guys had trouble with on the test last week. So right down here, I'm going to write another one. I'm going to write, let's say, Elizabeth will be a witch for Halloween? I can't remember. I think you're going to be a witch. I can't remember though. A witch or a cat? A witch? I think you're going to be a witch. We're just going to say H for Halloween. Okay, since I don't have room. So what is my verb here? Well, I've got be, right? But I also have will. So this is a pair of verbs that act as my main verb for my sentence. So who will be? Elizabeth will be. So I don't want you to try to draw the chop line here because it has to be before the verb. The whole two verbs have to be part of the predicate. Please remember that. I want you to remember if it said is going to the store. Is going is my whole two verbs and the chop line goes before. Okay. So if you just reread your sentence with what you did. So let's say I chopped it here. Who be a witch for Halloween? Elizabeth will? No, that doesn't make sense. So I need to draw my chop line before. And now it makes sense. Who will be a witch? Elizabeth. Elizabeth is the only that's the only word that's in the subject. And what is Elizabeth doing? She will be a witch for Halloween. Okay? You guys are going to do awesome tomorrow. You guys, we've been practicing this all the last 2 weeks. You are subject predicate pros and we're ready to go. Okay? So there's no activity to do today, but there is the Kahoot we did in class. If you want to do that on your own, you can do it from any device and you can try it again. Okay? All right. I'll talk to y'all later. See you tomorrow. Bye.